Hi everyone. We're going to do some examples of derivatives that involve logarithms, and then sometimes we also have this e to the x. The derivative of e to the x is just e to the x, and we can look at this first one, and we know the derivative of log is 1 over x, and the derivative of x is just 1. So these other ones, if you just want to go scroll through the slides, I'm going to do these 5 problems here. So I just did this one. Again, this would just be derivative of log, and this is, remember, base 10. So that's 1 over x plus 1. Now, let's get into this one. This one's a little more complicated. We're going to use the product rule. So we take the derivative of x times log of x plus x times the derivative of log of x minus 1. So now I want to, this is the derivative. Now I want to go ahead and take the derivative of this. So the derivative of x is just 1, so we're just going to be left with log of x. And then we have plus x times 1 over x. Then we have the minus 1. So this is just going to be log of x. And then you multiply those, you just get plus 1 minus 1. So our derivative is just log of x. And the next one is this one. So this one has this base 2. It's our basis a. So this one's a little different. So I'm just going to write down 3. Derivative of log of x is 1 over x. And because we have base 2, we're going to multiply this by log 2. Alright, so that we went over this in a different video. Now we subtract, and we're taking the derivative, by the way, the derivative of the second function, our cubic, and we get that. So when you clean this up a little bit, you're going to get 3 over x log of 2 minus 3x squared. I guess you could factor out a 3, but there's really no reason to. Now we have, oops, I really skipped through. So now we have this one here, and we're going to also use the product rule for our derivatives. So we write down, we can take the derivative of our first function times the derivative of log of x, which is 1 over x. Well, I'll just write this, just log of x, plus e to the x times the derivative of log of x. So that's just showing my steps. So derivative of e to the x is just e to the x times log x. And then here we have e to the x times the derivative of log of x is 1 over log of x. No, 1 over x, sorry about that. 1 over x. So you clean this up. You're going to get e to the x log of x plus e to the x times 1 over x. Well, it's the same thing. Let me factor out an e to the x. It makes it look a little better. And you're going to get log of x plus 1 over x. Okay, and then we have one more. It's very similar. This one we're going to use the quotient rule on. So we're going to take derivative of our numerator times our denominator minus our numerator times the derivative of the denominator. So when you clean this up, derivative of log of x is 1 over x. Oh, and this is all over, sorry about that. This is all over e to the x squared. All right, I always forget that. Now, We clean this up, and we get this part here is just going to be 1 over x times e to the x. And this is going to be minus log of x times e to the x. And this is all over e to the x squared. So if I pull out e to the x, I'm going to get e to the x from the numerator, 1 over x minus log of x over e to the x squared. Well, since we have 2 of these here, this can cancel out, and we're just left with 1 here. So our final answer would be 1 over e to the x, if you want to pull it out, times 1 over x minus log over x, log times x, or log of x, sorry. And that's all. The next section, I'm going to do a few more logs that are a little more difficult. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.